You ever catch a woman's eyes from across the room and suddenly your heart skips a beat? Maybe it's at a cafe, a grocery store, or during a random moment when you both just lock eyes. For a split second, the world slows down and you're left wondering, was that something real or am I just imagining it? I get it. Eye contact can feel like one of life's greatest mysteries, an invisible conversation happening between two souls without a single word spoken. It's thrilling, confusing, and sometimes unforgettable. But here's what most men don't realize. Her eyes and body reveal the truth long before her mind does. Her pupils shift. Her breathing changes. Her nervous system sends out tiny, uncontrollable reactions, the kind that no one can fake. And once you learn to recognize these subtle cues, you'll stop second-guessing yourself. You'll start seeing what she truly feels, not just what she says. By the end of this, you'll understand what her eyes are really telling you. When she's drawn to you, when she's guarded, and when she's silently saying, "Come closer, let's break it down." The instant pupil shift. You know that moment in a coffee shop? You look up from your phone and accidentally lock eyes with someone? It happens for just 2 seconds, maybe less. But it's enough to leave you wondering, did that mean something? Here's what's actually happening. Her pupils probably widened when she saw you. Not because of lighting, not because of chance, but because of you. Pupil dilation is one of the fastest and most reliable indicators of emotional arousal. It happens within just 200 milliseconds. That's faster than the blink of an eye. It's your body's instant chemical reaction to dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter that spikes when we see something or someone we're drawn to. And here's the fascinating part. She can't control it. Pupil dilation is part of the autonomic nervous system, the same system that regulates your heartbeat and breathing. That means it's genuine, raw, and completely unconscious. This is why dim lighting is so effective during dates. It naturally dilates the pupils, creating an atmosphere of intimacy. The environment itself tricks both your brains into thinking you're more attracted to each other. But in brighter settings, like an office, a classroom, or the gym, if her pupils still dilate when she sees you, that's not the light. That's real attraction. Most men never notice it. But if you do, if you happen to catch that split-second expansion of her pupils right as your eyes meet, you're witnessing something primal. You're seeing her body react before her conscious mind has even decided what to do next. It's not magic. It's biology. It's instinct. It's chemistry unfolding right in front of you. Right after your eyes lock, something almost imperceptible happens. Her body pauses. It's so subtle that you might miss it if you're not paying attention. Her shoulders stiffen slightly. Her breath halts mid-inhale. Her body goes still for half a second, maybe less, and you're left thinking it's just awkwardness. But it's not awkwardness, it's instinct. It's evolution at work. This moment, that tiny pause, is what psychologists call the orienting response. It's a built-in reflex that happens whenever something or someone captures our brain's attention in a meaningful way. Her nervous system is literally stopping everything else to assess one thing, you. In that frozen instant, her subconscious mind is scanning for answers. Who is he? Do I feel safe? Do I feel drawn in? Do I want to move closer or pull away? It's not a choice she makes. It's her biology making the first move. If she freezes and then subtly softens, her shoulders drop, her lips ease, maybe her eyes flicker down before coming back, that's interest. That's her body's way of saying, I noticed you, and I'm not afraid of what I just felt. But if she freezes and immediately pulls back, creating distance or breaking the gaze too fast, her body has already decided it's not a match. And that's okay too. What matters is the freeze itself, that flash of recognition, that electric pause where time seems to stretch. That moment reveals that, to her nervous system, you mattered. Her body revealed something her words haven't even had time to form yet. It's fascinating when you think about it. Attraction doesn't begin with words or even conscious thoughts. It begins with stillness, that half second of silence when her brain says, "This person is significant." The subtle breath release. When the tension turns to warmth. Right after that freeze, there's a shift. You'll notice it if you're observant. A small exhale, quiet but noticeable. Her shoulders drop ever so slightly. Her chest lowers. Her lips part just enough for a slow, gentle release of breath. She's not sighing dramatically, she's regulating. This is her body's transition from shock to acceptance, from alertness to attraction. It's her nervous system saying, "Okay, this feels good. I can relax now." When a woman exhales like that after eye contact, it's one of the clearest physiological signs of interest. Her brain is literally moving from fight or flight mode into pleasure. She's allowing herself to feel the moment instead of resisting it. If she holds her breath and stays tense, she's uncomfortable. Her body hasn't decided it's safe. But when she exhales, slowly, she's signaling comfort, safety, and curiosity. She's giving you a silent green light, not necessarily to act, but to stay present. This subtle breath release is a beautiful reminder of how delicate human connection is. You can't force it. You can only create the conditions for it to unfold. Calm energy, a soft gaze, and genuine presence. When that happens, her nervous system aligns with yours. Her exhale mirrors your calm, and that shared rhythm becomes something deeply human. Two people quietly synchronizing before a single word is spoken. That's the hidden language of attraction. It's not about what you say. It's about what both of your bodies are already saying without permission. The mouth tell. When words haven't yet formed, but desire has. Here's something most men overlook. Her lips. After you make eye contact, pay attention. Do they part slightly or do they press together? Because both mean something powerful. When her lips part just a little, it's not just a random movement, it's a physiological reaction. Her mouth relaxes, her jaw softens, and it's her body's unconscious way of saying, "I'm open, I feel safe, I'm curious." It's the body's way of inviting connection before the mind has even decided what to do next. That subtle parting is one of the oldest, most instinctive signs of receptivity. It traces all the way back to our primal wiring, a softening of facial muscles when attraction occurs. It's not about seduction, it's about comfort. Her subconscious is lowering its defenses, telling you you're not a threat. Now, if her lips press together, if you notice that slight tightening, the way her mouth becomes more controlled, that doesn't necessarily mean disinterest. In fact, quite the opposite. Pressing the lips together is often a containment gesture, a mix of attraction and restraint. Maybe you're in a professional setting, a classroom, or somewhere public where she doesn't want those emotions to show. Her body feels the attraction, but her mind steps in, trying to keep composure. It's like her nervous system is caught in a quiet tug of war, desire versus discipline. The mouth leaks emotion faster than words ever can. The moment her lips respond to your gaze, whether by parting or pressing, it's her nervous system reacting faster than thought. It's an unspoken language that says, "You've affected me." It's quick, subtle, and deeply telling. Because while her mind may still be deciding how to act, her body already told the truth. The self-touch response, the body's unconscious release. Picture this. You lock eyes with her from across the grocery store aisle. It's just a few seconds of shared awareness, maybe even a faint smile, and then it happens. Her hand moves to her neck, her collarbone, her jawline. Maybe she tucks a strand of hair behind her ear. Now, to the untrained eye, it might look like nothing. But to someone who understands body language, this is a powerful, almost instinctive, self-soothing gesture. She's not scratching an itch. She's releasing tension. When attraction spikes, so does physiological tension. Her body produces a rush of chemicals, adrenaline, dopamine, oxytocin, and all that energy needs somewhere to go. So, without even realizing it, she touches herself. The skin-to-skin contact helps her nervous system calm down. Touch releases oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone, and it diffuses that internal charge she's feeling. Her body is literally grounding itself, processing the rush of emotion that eye contact triggered. And here's the thing, this is never calculated. She's not thinking, let me touch my neck to look attractive. It's the complete opposite. Her subconscious takes over because her conscious mind hasn't caught up yet. If her hand goes to her face, neck, or collarbone within a few seconds of your gaze, you're witnessing a pure physiological reaction to interest. Her body's quiet way of saying, something about this connection made me feel alive. It's tender, instinctual, and utterly human. In that moment, she's not just reacting to you. She's regulating the energy between you. Her touch is a bridge between attraction and composure, between emotion and control. And if you stay calm, steady, and respectful in that moment, if you don't break it by overanalyzing or reacting too strongly, you allow that energy to stay alive. You let her body stay comfortable with yours in its orbit. That's how deep attraction builds. Not through force, but through awareness. Through noticing what her body reveals long before her words ever could. She meets your eyes and then looks away. And in that instant, it's easy to feel a pang of disappointment, right? You might think, she's not interested. But what if I told you that the real story isn't in the fact that she looked away, it's in where she looked? Because when it comes to attraction, direction matters. If she looks down, that's not rejection, that's interest. It's a submissive gesture, not in a weak sense, but in a deeply human, instinctual one. Looking down is her way of acknowledging the emotional charge between you while trying to manage it. It's her body saying, that was intense. I need a second to catch my breath. It's a form of self-regulation. She's feeling the weight of your gaze and momentarily pulling inward to compose herself. In the context of attraction, it means she felt something real and needs a moment to process it. Now, if she looks sideways or up, that's a different story. Sideways often means disengagement. Her mind is looking for an escape route. Upward, toward the ceiling or sky, often signals avoidance or even mild discomfort. Her brain is subconsciously trying to shift out of the moment. But here's the golden rule. Watch for the return. If she looks away and then looks back at you within a few seconds, especially after glancing downward first, you've just witnessed one of the most honest signs of attraction. That second look isn't accidental. It's her body wrestling between curiosity and control, between wanting to hold your gaze and needing to protect herself from feeling too exposed. It's the human heart doing its eternal dance, approach and retreat, desire and restraint. So the next time she breaks eye contact, don't rush to assume disinterest. Instead, observe. If her eyes find their way back to yours, even for a flicker, you're not imagining things. That was a spark, and sparks always begin small. Controlled versus uncontrolled environments. When context changes, everything now, let's talk about something most people overlook, the environment. Because where you are completely changes how she responds. In public spaces, like the office, the gym, or anywhere she's being watched, women naturally put on what psychologists call a social mask. It's a layer of composure meant to protect reputation, privacy, and emotional boundaries. Even if she feels a genuine pull toward you, her expressions might stay neutral. Her smile might be restrained. Her eyes might avoid lingering too long. Not because she's cold, but because she's managing perception. She's aware that other people are watching. Public spaces activate the social brain, the part responsible for self-monitoring. She's in performance mode, trying to maintain professionalism, safety, and control. But everything changes in a private setting. When the environment feels safe and intimate, a quiet coffee shop, a car ride at night, a late conversation in a hallway, or sitting across from you at dinner, the mask begins to slip. Her nervous system relaxes, her body language opens up. Her gaze lingers longer. You'll notice her pupils dilate more visibly, her breathing slow down, her voice soften, and her gestures become more fluid. That's her authentic self emerging, not the filtered, guarded version she shows the world. In private, she's not performing, she's connecting. That's why reading her signals in public can sometimes feel confusing. You might sense energy between you but see no physical confirmation. Don't assume she's disinterested. She might just be in controlled mode. The truth often reveals itself later, when the setting changes, when the audience disappears, and when it's just the two of you. Because attraction doesn't always bloom under fluorescent lights or crowded rooms. Sometimes it waits patiently, hidden beneath composure, until the world quiets down enough for her to finally show it. Baseline contrast. When she's not into you. Let's flip the coin for a moment. Because understanding attraction isn't just about knowing when she is into you. It's also about recognizing when she's not. And that awareness doesn't just save you from confusion, it gives you peace. When a woman isn't attracted, her energy changes completely. Her eyes might still be pointed at you, but they lose focus, like the light behind them has dimmed. There's no spark, no emotional weight. Her gaze feels more like observation than connection. You'll notice her blink rate increase, faster, more frequent blinks. That's her brain's subtle way of disengaging, trying to shut out stimuli it doesn't want to process. Her nervous system is saying, "This doesn't interest me." Let's move on. And the signs you might have seen in attraction? They're absent. No microfreeze, no slow exhale, no dilation. Just flatness, emotional neutrality. It's not coldness or rudeness, it's simply lack of resonance. When a woman is genuinely attracted, you feel it, even if you can't explain why. Her attention has weight. It lingers just half a second longer than it needs to. There's a softness in her focus, like she's listening to something inside herself while looking at you. But when she's not, it's like the connection bounces off an invisible wall. Her responses become mechanical. Yeah, that's nice. Words without energy behind them. Learning to recognize this difference is freeing, because when you can feel when someone's attention is empty versus alive, you stop chasing uncertainty. You stop trying to convince someone who's emotionally unavailable to meet you halfway. You start valuing truth over fantasy. That's emotional intelligence in action, and it's one of the most attractive qualities a man can ever develop. Why eye contact feels dangerous to her now? Let's go deeper. Have you ever wondered why intense eye contact can make a woman suddenly look away, even when she's clearly drawn to you? Here's the truth most people don't realize. For women, eye contact is one of the most vulnerable acts in human interaction. It's not just looking, it's being seen. Sustained eye contact activates the limbic system, the most primal part of the human brain, the region tied to emotional memory, instinct, and threat detection. It's the same ancient wiring that helped our ancestors decide who was safe and who wasn't. So when your eyes meet hers and hold, it's not just visual, it's biological. Her nervous system instantly starts evaluating, am I safe? Can I trust him? Do I want him to see me? That's why you'll sometimes see her glance away, even when she's clearly intrigued. It's not rejection, it's overwhelm. Her mind is processing the flood of emotion that came with being truly seen. For women, eye contact has always carried meaning. Historically, it was tied to selection and power. To look into someone's eyes wasn't casual, it was intimate, even sacred. So when your gaze lingers on hers, you're not just two people looking. You're two nervous systems communicating, two emotional worlds testing the depth of connection. She's not only deciding whether she likes you, she's deciding whether she feels safe to be vulnerable with you. Whether she can let her guard down and be seen, not just as a woman, but as a person. That's why intensity in eye contact can feel both magnetic and terrifying. It awakens something primal, that ancient balance between attraction and fear, between desire and danger. And understanding that changes everything. Because when you realize that what she's feeling isn't always disinterest, but sometimes emotional exposure, you stop taking those moments personally. You start responding with calm instead of anxiety. You start giving her space to breathe instead of pressure to react. And that kind of presence, that's rare, that's powerful. That's what makes a woman feel truly seen and safe enough to stay. Here's something few men ever realize. Your gaze doesn't just observe her, it influences her. The way you look at a woman sets the emotional tone for how she feels looking back at you. If your gaze is calm, grounded, and steady, she feels that. Her nervous system mirrors yours. Her heart rate subtly sinks to the rhythm of your stillness. She relaxes, her breathing slows, and her body begins to trust you without even knowing why. That's because we are wired for emotional mirroring. The human brain contains mirror neurons that unconsciously replicate the emotional state of the person we're engaging with. So when your eyes communicate warmth instead of hunger, steadiness instead of tension, she mirrors that emotional signal. Your calm becomes her calm, your presence becomes her safety. But if your gaze is too intense, unblinking, hungry, or restless, her body senses it instantly. Even if you don't say a word, her limbic system registers it as threat, not attraction. She won't even know why she suddenly feels uneasy. She'll just want to retreat. That's why holding eye contact alone isn't the secret. It's how you hold it. Think of it as soft focus. Don't stare and observe. Don't dominate, invite. Your eyes should say, I see you and I'm here, not I need you to respond. True masculine energy doesn't chase validation, it offers presence. It allows space for connection rather than forcing it. If you can hold eye contact with curiosity instead of expectation, with composure instead of control, you'll notice something almost magical. Her body language opens, her face softens, and her gaze naturally meets yours again and again. Because your energy feels safe. It feels real. You've created an emotional mirror that reflects confidence without aggression, interest without pressure, attraction without fear. And when a woman senses that kind of energy, she doesn't just see you, she feels you. She feels grounded in your presence, not objectified by it. That's when true connection begins. Not in performance, not in manipulation, but in authentic emotional resonance. The final understanding, reading her without guessing. Look, you don't need to become a psychologist or memorize every subtle cue. This isn't about decoding women like puzzles. It's about awareness, about seeing rather than assuming. Start simple. This week, when you're out, at a cafe, the gym, or even in passing conversation, pay quiet attention. Notice how her pupils shift when your eyes meet. Notice if she freezes, exhales, touches her neck, or looks down and then back up. Don't analyze it in the moment. Just observe. Feel her energy. See if her body softens or tightens around you. Let her nonverbal language speak for itself. Because once you start tuning into these microsignals, you'll realize how much truth lives in silence. Her body speaks long before her words do. It reveals attraction, comfort, hesitation, and vulnerability in ways that language never could. And when you can read that truth, not with judgment but with empathy, something changes inside you. You stop chasing certainty. You stop seeking approval. Instead, you begin to trust presence. You start to realize that real confidence isn't loud, it's calm. It's the quiet knowing that you can stay grounded while her body reveals what her heart feels. And that confidence, that steady awareness, is magnetic. Because women don't just respond to how you look or what you say. They respond to how they feel in your presence. So pay attention, be still. Let her nervous system tell you what words won't. Because once you truly understand what her eyes are saying, once you can sense that delicate shift between tension and softness, fear and interest, you'll never second guess yourself again. You'll see the truth in her gaze. You'll feel the energy in her breath and that quiet, wordless understanding. That's connection in its purest form. Her eyes did this when she saw you, and she couldn't fake it even if she tried.